ESL co-streaming rights have changed. And to show you guys what these are, this is one of the worst parts. Always on coverage. Co-streamers are approved as parallel distribution hubs. To eliminate audience leakage and maintain narrative integrity, the following segment rules apply. Uninterrupted experience. Your co-stream must be a continuous experience from start to finish of the broadcast. Switching away to other streams, gameplay, or just chatting while the ESL tournament is live is strictly prohibited. The broadcast consists of gameplay, defined as the start of map 1 until the match concludes. ESL broadcast must remain audible at a reasonable volume. Strict 5% picture-in-picture limit. This means you can't have your camera cover more than 5% of the screen. 5%. Ridiculous. Includes desk segments, walkouts, and interviews. So you have to listen to the analysts talk about how these people are playing, about the stuff that is the less interesting segments, and all the ads. That's the important part, by the way, the ads. They want you to watch all the ads. Anything occurring before the countdown clock hits 0 after the final legal lines and trophy ceremony. The 5% webcam rule. Your personal webcam must occupy 5% or less of the total on-screen space during gameplay. Here is an example of what that looks like. This right here. Now here's something really funny. The webcam overlay must be placed in a way to ensure it does not cover in-game HUDs or ESL's primary sponsor rotations. Digital overlays. Chat feeds must be transparent and occupy 3% or less of the screen space. Social handles, 2% or less. Commercial overlays, none allowed. So, funnily enough, they show the webcam overlaying the HUD in a way that they do not allow. It occupies the spot where the radar is. And you can't have it here because this is where their sponsors pop up. So because they prioritize their sponsors and stuff like this here, you can't have it here. Like they're in violation of their own policies here. So it is extremely silly to me. And something I honestly hope they reconsider. I can say this with 100% certainty, chat. As long as these rules remain in place, I will never again apply to co-stream an ESL event. Never again. Because they are taking away my freedom to cover an event, and they are taking away my identity as a streamer. And like I responded to Sally when Sally tweeted about this, one of Onopixel's most known mods. I said a lot of people will say shit like streamers should be grateful to co-stream, yada yada, like with Starladder. But the fact of the matter, as highlighted by PGL, is that co-streams bring in the casual audience who normally wouldn't watch these events. Now we're killing what makes these streams accessible to a lot of people for the sake of some arbitrary metric that ESL has dreamt up that they want for their co-streamers. It is stupid, and it robs the co-streams of their identity. They don't want co-streams, they want re-streams. Disappointing. Make no mistake when I say this. I see tweets saying co-streamers now actually have to stream their own content and work. Is hosting a co-stream easy? Yes. Does it benefit you as a streamer? Unless you own a pixel, not really. Do I get more viewers while I'm co-streaming? Sure. I'll have a 10% increase. Do these viewers stay? No. Do these viewers pay for watching? No. Do these viewers increase my payments because I now have increased viewership? No, because I'm not allowed to show my sponsors and I'm not allowed to have my own sponsor integrations. So I make no money and I get no growth from this. The growth goes to the biggest people in the sphere already. And to those guys, you have special rule sets anyway. So now if you also remove my flavor from the stream, what am I doing? Because there's no chance for me to convert people to my content because I'm not showing them my content. I'm showing them your content. And the things that make my stream unique is off the table. So there is no incentive for me to do this anymore, and there's no incentive for me, ESL, to bring my casual audience into your competitive scene. And co-streamers don't need these events. We don't. We cover them because a lot of people want to watch them, but for someone like me, most of my audience don't give a shit. I'm the one who cares, and I'm the one who brings an audience in that normally doesn't care into an event they don't care about. And that's a thing I think, that's where I think there's a disconnect here. I think they don't get it, that's what happens. PGL gets it. PGL record numbers, Copenhagen major co-streamers. Can I find this article? It was a great article about this. How PGL used influencer co-streams to supercharge esport viewership. Great article that was written about this when the co-stream for Copenhagen Major was out. Publishers such as Activision, Blizzard, and Riot shedding staff amid decreasing viewership and mounting skepticism from investors. And then you have a breakout tournament in PGL Copenhagen happening, which broke viewership records. And through PGL's accounts at the time, I remember seeing graphs about this, they had 53% of their total viewership coming in from co-streamers. And you can say, okay, but for PGL, for ESL, it's problematic that people tune out during the ad breaks, that people tune out during the death segments. Here is the harsh truth of the matter. If the ads were good, and if the ads were entertaining, and if the ads let the communities around them meme it, and if the segments were good enough to keep people captivated, people wouldn't leave. But my job as a streamer is to keep the most amount of people on the stream at all times. So I know when the ad break happens, I switch gears to keep people locked in and engaged. ESL don't want that. They want people to watch the ads. And I understand that from a business perspective. But if you think that when people watch a football game, that in halftime, when the analysts are talking about what went wrong, and when beer companies and whiskey companies and car companies and crypto exchanges have their ads going, if you don't think people get up, go to the bathroom, grab a new beer, brew a coffee, go out for fresh air, then you're out of your fucking mind. To me, this is akin to when TV companies played with the idea of having cameras on TVs to see if people watched the ads, and if they didn't, force them to watch the ads when they returned. And I think it's stupid. I think ESL is making a massive mistake. I love ESL. I have a very good relationship to ESL. They take great care of me at events. But if I see something wrong and I think it's wrong, I will always speak about it. And if that costs me something, so be it. So be it. I can't see something that I think is wrong and not speak about it. Wasn't that patented? Yes. That was patented by a company, and when the patent came out, people were furious. As they should be. As they should be. Because you buy the TV with your own hard-earned money, and now your TV forces you to watch ads that they make money on and that they're subsidized for. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? So yeah, I also responded to ESL directly. I said this is a massive overcorrection, and you're removing what makes each co-stream unique for a lot of the casual viewers that would only watch through a co-stream. The closer the stream gets to the official broadcast, the less appeal it has. Would love to see this reconsidered. I really believe this, by the way. I really think that the more they streamline it to be a restream, the less people they get watching. So I think this is a mistake. I think this is them not understanding that. I think they don't understand that this is the reason potato chips come in different flavors. Because someone wants paprika, someone wants sea salt, and someone wants onion powder. You know what I mean? And paprika is me watching reels. Onion powder is One with his memes, and sea salt, that's the OG flavor. That is the broadcast itself. To a lot of people, I'm insufferable. And they would rather seriously harm themselves than have to suffer through my stream for 5 minutes. To a lot of people, Pimp is insufferable. And they would rather do the same than listen to his analysis for 5 minutes. For a lot of people, One is insufferable. And they would rather listen to a pro player with knowledge about the game than hear One's weird tangents for comedy in the middle of a game. And the point of co-streaming is that you get to choose where you go. You're not forced into one thing. The problem with restreaming is that now everything is the same. So that's my entire take about the situation with ESL. I think it's a mistake. I think it's an overstep. And I think that hopefully it's something they reconsider. These are very, very strict rules that are not in touch with reality at all.